What's the most heartless thing you've done that you don't regret? So this happened 3 years ago, but I'm finally ready to talk about it. My best friend since kindergarten, Maya, and I were basically sisters. We lived 2 blocks apart, went to the same schools, double dated in high school. When I got married, she was my maid of honor. When she went through her messy divorce, I let her stay in my guest room for 4 months. My mom had been fighting cancer for 2 years. Maya was there through all of it. Chemo appointments, hospital visits, everything. She knew how much my mom meant to me since dad left when I was 8. The day mom died, Maya came straight to the hospital. She held me while I cried and even offered to help plan the funeral because I was completely falling apart. 2 days later, at the wake, I was inside the church going over final arrangements with Pastor Williams. I realized I'd forgotten the flower arrangement in my car and stepped outside to get it. That's when I saw them. Maya had my husband pressed against his car, making out like teenagers. When they heard my footsteps, they broke apart. I just stood there holding mom's funeral flowers, staring at them. Maya didn't even look embarrassed. She actually said, "Look, I'm sorry you had to see this, but David told me you two haven't been intimate in months anyway. We didn't plan for this to happen." I couldn't speak. I literally could not form words. I turned around, walked back into the church, and finished planning my mother's funeral. Maya left without saying goodbye. David tried to play it off like it was a moment of weakness, but I wasn't stupid. 6 months of marriage counseling later, David admitted he'd been seeing Maya for 3 months before mom died. He moved out the next week. Here's where it gets crazy. Exactly 1 year and 2 months after mom's funeral, my phone rang at 2 a.m. Maya's name on the screen. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. She was whispering, terrified. David had hit her. She'd called her mom, her sister, even some college friends. No one would help her because of what she'd done to me. "Please," she sobbed. "I know I have no right to ask, but you're the only person who knows him like I do. You know how he gets when he's angry. I'm scared." And here's the thing. I did know. David had never hit me, but he had this way of getting in your face when he was mad, backing you into corners, making you feel small. I listened to her cry for 45 minutes. She told me everything. How the relationship had turned controlling within weeks. How he'd isolated her from her family. How tonight he'd grabbed her by the throat because dinner was cold. When she finished, I said, "Maya, I'm sorry this is happening to you. No one deserves to be hurt like that." She said, "Will you come get me?" "I don't have anywhere." "No," I said quietly. "I won't." The line went silent. "Maya, what you did to me wasn't just betrayal. You looked me in the eye at my mother's funeral and tried to justify it. You destroyed 22 years of friendship for a man who's now doing exactly what I could have warned you he'd do. Please, call the police, call a shelter, but don't call me to clean up the mess you made when you threw away our friendship." I hung up and immediately blocked her number. I don't feel guilty about not helping her. Some bridges once burned can't be rebuilt.